In this video, I will be sharing my food and walking tour experience. I just want to say up front that I think that the food tour was a waste of money. I booked it on Expedia at $187 for 2 adults and it lasted about 3 hours long. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be delicious. It's going to be a food tasting tour, Downtown Nassau. So we actually made it to our meeting spot. I was a bit nervous about it because we caught the bus. And so if you're going to use the bus, I would recommend leaving at least an hour to an hour and a half early because the bus has several stops. And also you just have to wait. We waited about 20 minutes and then a bus finally came. This is us on the bus. So after we got there, we just, waited around, and this is us waiting because it was very early. We had to meet at the Bahamian Cookin kitchen, and I just realized like all of the things that I researched, like the sheep tongue sauce and the guava duff and the conch salad, they have all of those things. So I'm going to definitely try it out. So this was our heaviest tasting. We had conch fritters, the traditional steamed chicken, peas and rice, plantain, and coleslaw. The coleslaw was the best tasting thing on the plate. And we also had a beverage called the switcha, which is like a lemonade. Tour guide did a ton of talking. And then this is the Wall of Prime Ministers. Alright, next we stopped by the oldest wooden structure on the island. This is called Balcony House. And then we walked past a historic church. Then we did some more walking, and then we actually entered the Hillside house. And so in here, you will see there is a beautiful art gallery. And so I will share some of the pieces in a YouTube short.
Always a treat for everyone. You feel the AC?
Yep.
So this is Hillside House. You know what this building used to be?
Then we sat down and had a really tiny fish wrap. It was not that good. Then we walked and walked and walked some more until we passed the government house.
This is government house where all the government generals. And this is where all the British governors used to live before.
After passing government house, I believe Graycliff Hotel and Restaurant was across the street. So I took a few photos of the property, and the place is actually open for business, but it seemed a bit deserted and smelled like an antique, if you know what I mean. So the property is like a huge mansion, and the reviews don't look bad at all online. I checked it out. The rates are about $400 to $500 a night. It's definitely not a luxury hotel, but it's a very unique and beautiful property. So they have a restaurant and a winery and a cigar and chocolate shop actually attached. So here we are just walking through the property still. We actually walked by the 2 pools that they have on the property. I would just say that I feel like maybe they could improve on the maintenance of the area. It just looked a little untidy. Is this bamboo?
Yes. And this is probably the only place on the island.
No, does so.
And so we finally made our way to the Graycliff Chocolatier. This is where we kind of wrapped up this portion of the tour. And then we ended with 2 chocolate samples. It was key lime and the sea salt caramel. And then you had the opportunity to buy chocolates.
Hey, superstar, Dilly and Dally. How you doing? I'm loving life. How you doing? Great.
Then we made our way down the street and we passed an array of floating umbrellas. I really should have took a selfie. I don't really remember where we went after this, but I think we walked through something that looked like a winery. And then, you know, he did a lot of talking. And then from here, this is the winery that we walked through. We sat down. I can't remember where this was, but he started talking about a lot of stuff. And then we was given a Bahama Mama, which was awful. I am not a drinker, but this was awful. And then from there, we walked to Athena Cafe where we tasted the Bahamian conch chowder. And it was like a burnt piece of flatbread with a cup of water. And then we ended our tour at the same Blackbeard rum cake shop that I bought my rum cake from. And so if you watch my rum cake review, you will know that this is the worst tasting rum cake. And then we were giving obviously some rum cake samples, but I didn't take any. And so after the tour was over, we did a little bit of walking around and we checked out the port area. I'm going to share that in a short. And so we ended our day at the straw market where I actually got a wooden souvenir. It was a sword and the lady actually carved Caribbean Mimi in the sword. So this is the end of my day 3. And I will be sharing in another video some conch dishes that I actually got to try out the next day. Here's the sword right here, guys.